And I know you're getting bored dealing with them. I know you miss my love and my thug and thug loving. And I know you're getting bored dealing with her. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Oprah. Now, this woman, this demonic entity, this vampire, as I say to y'all, because if you never watched the movie The Lost Boys, Pure Survival, it's about vampires. You know, a mother and two sons move to a neighborhood that's infested with vampires, pure survival. And then they have a head vampire that the mother starts to date. But they don't know that he's the head vampire because when you invite a vampire into your home, it renders you power, pure survival. So it didn't matter how much garlic the sons had, you know, the water guns, they had garlic inside of the water guns. They shoot in the man, everything. He would not catch fire, nothing, because they brought, him into their home. Now, Oprah Winfrey and Oprah Winfrey's Timo wig, Pure Survival, we invited this woman. We allowed her to be invited into our homes through our televisions, through the color purple, Brewster Place, all these things in the beginning, the Oprah show, before we found out that she's one of the top head vampires in the Illuminati, Pure Survival, that they allegedly do rituals, all kinds of things. All of these sick demons that she's connected to, Weinstein, Epstein, Diddy Glovers, Clive Davis and Clive Davis shitty diapers, Pure Survival, Russell Simmons and Russell Simmons freak off yoga pants. All of these people, she's never spoken bad about them, but she decided to disrespect Whitney Houston, the late great Whitney Houston, most beautifulest voice I've ever heard growing up. And she wants to bring up a drug addiction that this woman had and was fighting and never took away from her actual talent and her skills and her ability. And she can't even rest in peace without this woman mad because people don't give a damn about Clive Davis and Clive Davis shitty diapers. Pure survival. How he continued to party while Whitney Houston was deceased in a bathtub upstairs where you allegedly had something to do with. Allegedly. You, Clive Davis, all of y'all, Ray J, Diddy Glovers, everybody played a part, allegedly, to me, in Whitney Houston's death. But anyway, Oprah Winfrey and Oprah Winfrey's Timo wig is now threatening to sue Monique, comedian Monique, after you sat there and was blackballing that woman, wanting her to work for pennies, pure survival, stealing all her motherfucking movie roles, just backstabbing her because she wouldn't join the Illuminati. Monique and her daddy did not want to be a part of that system during survival. Monique's daddy knew what y'all was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So Oprah Winfrey is threatening to sue Monique for the simple fact that Monique is exposing everything that we already knew. You didn't try to sue her before Pure Survival when she was talking about you and Modia being gatekeepers. You and Modia being a part of Epstein's whole freak off saga. But now that Monique exposed you falling, that's what this is all about. You wanted to talk about Whitney Houston falling, Pure Survival, and you fell on stage. I keep on falling in and out of love with you. I never loved someone. You fell. And Monique just put that on the spotlight. I'm not going to front. I didn't know that you fell until Monique said it. But Oprah Winfrey is trying to sue this woman because of this comment.
Oprah actually recently talked about Whitney Houston in an interview. Oh, that's why you said, okay, well, there's that. She said that Whitney, kind of passed out and might have alluded to maybe. Didn't Oprah fall on stage?
Wellness to me means all things in balance. And balance doesn't mean all things are equal or at peace at all times.
Oh. Check that out.
Shoes.
She's talking about shoes. It's kind of crazy that, and I think the Lord did that. I think it was the Lord. Because if you notice, she fell right when she was talking about balance, pure survival. How are you trying to tell the world to keep their balance and you lost your motherfucking balance? Pure survival. I think God said, look, you know what, bitch, get on the ground. Get on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is crazy.
I ain't seen it. And we didn't see we didn't see how she tripped, nothing, and she just went down. We saw that. We saw her. She was walking and they found. And everybody was like, well, she said the shoes. Okay. Well, what was wrong? So, and as we're laughing about it and making light of it, just for me, how do you speak about someone that can't defend it? That, just in my humble opinion, it takes it different. Because that woman can't say yes or no. And now you just want everybody to take your word because you're the great Oprah Winfrey. And you just take my word that that's what happened. That, I believe, is unfair.
And what's wrong with Monique saying that it's unfair that Whitney Houston cannot stand up and speak for herself when you want to tell the world something that was an alleged secret between you and her, pure survival, that she fell on your stage and she came to your show high. That's why Judge Joe Brown said that you were evil. Judge Joe Brown in Judge Joe Brown's diaper, because I know Judge Joe Brown has a diaper, pure survival, but his pamper said that you were evil. You know what I'm saying? Where's Judge Joe Brown at?
He tripped off the stage because it was so dark and she wasn't familiar with the stage. So it was just an honest mistake. And here go Oprah falling on stage. So can we say Oprah is high?
Maybe, but anyway, you don't know. But here's the thing. See, look, Oprah is a mean-spirited person by a lot of metrics. And you have to take this into context with what she did to Lance Armstrong. Here's a man who was told you have less.
Wow, that's what he said. That Oprah was a mean-spirited person. And that's vampire. That's demonic behavior. I told y'all, the man said a mean-spirited person. Those are all of them people, man, that made it to a certain level, and we looked at them so different in the beginning. You know what I mean? I remember when I used to think that Oprah could do no wrong, pure survival, that she could say no wrong. You know what I mean? But then when I started hearing about what was happening to those children in them other countries and her name being connected to hiring these people and young kids being mistreated allegedly under her care and her supervision and her staff, that part right there lost me. And then when she made the Olsen twins get like some type of sick like eating disorder, like messed up them two little girls. I ain't seen them on television since they went on that Oprah show, pure survival. She sat there and laughed at them. Like, that woman is definitely a mean-spirited person and very demonic. But Monique, I know she not worrying about it. Nobody's worrying about it. You can't sue somebody for telling the truth during survival.